What does brand mean? What does branding mean? What's the difference between the two? Are there any benefits to it? In this hyper-connected world we live in today, this may be confusing to you as you start the journey of a fashion business owner. If you are looking to design your growth for better fashion business decisions, make sure to comment down below your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, and like the video. The way you present and run your fashion business is going to have an impact on your business future. If you haven't already checked out the last video, I definitely mentioned the number of businesses that failed within 3 years. So go check it out. And let me tell you, if you don't have your brand or branding together, your fashion business won't be thriving like you thought it would be, and customers or prospects will not come back. I've raised a question for you. Do you have a marketing plan? If not, I would strongly suggest you get one and start brainstorming after watching this video so that you can have some type of roadmap to what you are going to do with your business. All this stems from an understanding of what you want your business to be, and then showing up and acting in a way that supports that desired image that attracts your ideal customer that actually buys, not just lurks and just window shops. You know what I'm talking about. Before we get into the two words, I'm speaking from the perspective of the marketing side of business, specifically market research. Of course, this is the platform for market research, doing it yourself. If you ask a graphic designer or advertising professional, it's a strong possibility they will loop in the logo, website, the whole visual identity and all the assets that has nothing to do with you making a profitable garment with a guaranteed sale from a new customer. So the visual identity can be developed later in your business. So let's define the word brand. Brand is the relationship between your business. And when I say business is defined as your organized entity engaging in professional activities. So this can be, your professional activities can be a service provider or someone that's actually selling a product. So brand is the relationship between your business and its audience. The ultimate goal of building a brand is to build brand awareness that reaches customers or to garner that loyalty from your core. There's definitely a difference between the two. And what I mean, what the difference is, if you are someone that's just starting out or you already know who that specific crowd is, maybe that crowd is the 5%ers, the people who make a certain amount of money and they've actually shown and you have evidence of them actually buying and you know this about them, you see the consistent pattern, then you know that you are trying to garner a certain type of loyalty. You want to keep being consistent. Or if you have no idea and you're just widening your nets and you're reaching any and everyone, then that's when you're just trying to brand. That's when you're trying to build a brand awareness to reach customers. See, that first one was very general and doesn't have a specific niche. But when you have a core, you pick up on the patterns of these customers' profiles. What's the reason your customers have a bond with your business? Never mind your designs right now. I know you probably thought about that, but no, we are talking about business, not the fashion development aspect. We need to know about your business. Is it the way you talk to them? Are you doing live broadcasts on how-tos or try-ons? The color options are attractive to them, or the in-person experience is absolutely incredible. You're very attentive. The atmosphere smells amazing. That is definitely an upside. If you really put a lot of emphasis on scents, having like a unique scent, that is definitely upside. I know it's not fashion, but enticing all or some of their senses will definitely entice them. That's definitely a plus and a key if you guys are ever thinking about doing like a pop-up in a long future. These couple of things I named are things that help you as a business owner and just build a rapport with your customer. The thing about relationships is that they can be pretty intimate and emotional. And if you have been watching my previous videos, I have mentioned that us women have more of an emotional connection when we buy things, especially things we wear. What that means is, even if you're a small business or startup with just a handful of clients, you can still have a powerful brand or business. Don't let social media numbers game fool you. I know for me, for my main business, I would like to say my personal styling, which is a service-based business, I have a very particular type of audience. I have active working professionals who make a certain amount of money, and they utilize their image as a marketing tool. So I'm not in the market to be, very trendy. And I made that shift during the pandemic since, I was styling, models and doing fashion shows. So my numbers on social media are low, but I know that my social media account is going to be low because, again, if you guys just listen to who my core is, which are working professionals, they don't give a shit about social media. Some of them dibble and dabble on social media, but for the most part, their social media is more like Twitter because they want to see the news, or maybe they're watching the stock market, or they're looking up how-to videos on YouTube. That's how a lot of them found me, but majority of them found me through Google searches. So that's why I'm very heavy on things that show up on SEO. I have done the research on my main business to know where my core is coming from when I dress these people, when they are looking for new stylists or wardrobe management and all this stuff. They mainly find me on Google, word of mouth, Pinterest. Pinterest shows up very, very heavily for my styling business as well. Instagram, TikTok, not so much. They don't really dibble and dabble on those websites. But for those websites, I would cater for my secondary audience, which is direct to consumer, high performing fashion brands. Y'all gonna have to excuse me because my allergies is really acting up. But so my secondary audience is where I would cater to for Instagram and also TikTok. But Pinterest and my website is mainly where they definitely find me. So definitely don't be fooled by the game of social media, but also don't neglect it. It is a powerful resource as well. I want you guys definitely to think that brand is just building a relationship, just like how you just met a new friend. I'm giving you a scenario in real life. Like you met someone. You met someone going grocery shopping, or you just needed to go get something to lunch and someone sparked up a conversation. Oh, I like that top that you're wearing. And then you guys just kick off an amazing conversation off of, your shirt. And then the new person follows up by saying, hey, I really like this conversation. Let's enjoy this. That's because you guys have been building a rapport. Well, you're going to start building a rapport, and then you guys both engage in doing that. And we're going to get into the tools and the tactics a little bit later with the branding, which I gave it away. So just think about the relationship. Okay, I just met this friend. Like, what can we do to maintain this friendship? Within friendship, there's trust, whatever the values are between the two. You are the person, aka the brand, the business. I call businesses a business, a person, because it is a living person. And you need to think about what are the ways that you are going to keep this relationship alive. So think about it like that way. Before you even think about post-production designs for shoes, handbags, skirts, blouses, logos, or lookbooks, you must have a clear sense of why you are doing this business, who you are as a business, and what your brand truly is. And when you have journaled and fleshed out all of these thoughts, you can pull elements from you. You could pull elements from your journal on the why, the who, and the what, and incorporate how you are going to build a relationship with your audience. And see how that all circles back into the definition I started for the word brands. I'm sure now that you have a clear understanding of the definition, you can now process to find a way to incorporate a plan to build a relationship with your business and audience. Logos, websites, shopping bags are all fun to think about. I'm definitely having fun doing it with this new venture that I'm doing, but they all are surface level of what a brand embodies. Once you draw them in, now what? What are you going to do? What do you have? You more than likely have no clue what's going on in your back end, or you don't have any type of foundation on your back end. And this is why doing the research and having some sort of plan is needed. Little do you know, people will get tired of experiencing your BS of your business operation and become disinterested and possibly leave a bad review. As a business owner, you cannot make the mistake of putting all the value of your brand on your logo. It's important to know that a brand is everything you want to communicate about your business and the perception that you leave in the hearts and mind of your customer as well as your prospects. Like Jeff Bezos says, the founder and CEO of Amazon.com, he said it best, and quote, "Your brand is what people say about you when you leave the room," end quote. So definitely think about that and let me know down below in the comments. Now, let's get into branding. Branding is the action of developing your brands, the tactics and tools you are using to engage with your desired audience and influence the experience of your brands. We just got done talking about the word brand. Now that you have developed an overview of building a relationship with your audience, what are the actions you are going to be taking? What's the tools you will be leveraging? Because if you're like most who are new to this and just think you can hop in and out like you're double dutching, that's not how this works. If you don't deliver that promise to customers or prospects, your branding won't be thriving like you thought it would be. And there's a possibility your brand may fail. Do you have a promo code for your new customers to use, but it's never working? They will abandon your items just like that and just never come back. Keep pushing back the date for your customers' custom garments and not communicating to them in a timely manner. All these actions have an influence on how a person will feel about your brand and business. Side note, you guys let me know if you want me to make a video of the difference between a business versus a brand. There is definitely a difference. I know, again, we live in this hyper-connected world and everyone kind of uses it interchangeably, but there is definitely a difference. Overview business is the operational stuff, the system, the things that people will never ever see. In the brands, there's some things that they won't see, but there's also another half where they will see. So you guys let me know down below in the comments if you want me to make a video on the difference between business and brands. So all right, we back. Honestly, I think I like to tell fashion designers, and also I told you guys it slipped out earlier, but I like to tell fashion designers, think of your business as a person. It's definitely a new life. If you are starting a business, you've definitely given birth to a child, whether you know it or not, and you are developing a persona for them. But the one thing is, since you are at the beginning phase of your business, you need to observe what traits are sticking and not from your audience. monitor it like just like a baby. You got to monitor it just like a baby. Like if you saw your child just running around and you saw the personality that they had, you're just monitoring everything. You got to monitoring it, because at the end of the day, you want this to be your livelihood. This is your job, if that's what you're aspiring to be. This can go for fashion businesses this can also go for fashion businesses that are redirecting their business. I know for me, as I mentioned before, during the pandemic, I took a huge hit because I was styling a lot of model agencies, as well as styling a lot of fashion show productions. And during the pandemic, I'm near New York City. That shut down drastically. So that was a huge closure for me, and there was only less than 10% of my business with private clients. So they still were keeping my business alive during the whole pandemic. So after me noticing, and also my business mentor informing me, maybe you should consider switching your primary your primary clients, because I'm quite sure there's going to be a huge change. The conversation was longer, but I'm just sharing with you guys in a nutshell. And after, some months, and seeing that we were really in the pandemic for a very long time, and Zoom hearings and Zoom house calls, Zoom house tours were still going on, and they still needed my service. I, reworked my whole business plan along with my marketing plan, and I had to go through a new direction to see which kind of professionals were interested in me. And after the limitation, I want to say, I had to think of the word, the limitation was lifted in some areas. I started doing pop-ups and trade shows and speaking engagements, and I saw that certain type of professionals were interested in my services or buying my services. I picked up very quickly that social media was not really a good spot. And also, I don't know, IG just keeps flagging this one account that I have. I don't know why. So I use it very minimally. But again, my target audience when it comes to my styling consultancy, it does not, they don't peruse on my page. So that page is not like heavily used a lot. So I hope I gave you guys a very good example, especially using myself and providing information for you guys to use. And this is why having a plan of this is why having a plan is so important for your business. Whether it's a business plan, a marketing plan, you definitely need both. You definitely need both, so that you know what you're doing, how you're doing it while you're building a plan. I'm not saying that the first go round is going to be perfect. No, nothing will be perfect, but you're brainstorming. I mean, you're always going to be brainstorming as long as you're a business owner. And also, while you're building some type of relationship with your audience, this is also just builds a comfortability as well as trust on their side from between you two, and also just the buying power so that they can enjoy your product and be a returning customer. That's always a plus. And also just building a core. Having a core is very, very I want to say chef's kiss. You want to have customers, but having a core is definitely like chef's kiss, because they're always going to return. They're always going to check in. They're always going to see what's new without you, always being in their face. It's a mutual type of thing when you have a core. So definitely don't ignore the people who just pop in or check in to see, because they always want to see the good, or they really like your product, or they really just like the brand, or how you communicate, or how you treat them. That's definitely very, very important. So I hope you guys definitely like this video. Branding is definitely just building relationship, and brand is building relationship, and branding are the in-between behaviors that you are doing to maintain this relationship. So the example that I gave, where you met a friend and she liked your top, what are the activities? I mean, one date you guys can meet up for some ice cream. 2 weeks later, you guys are going to this free concert that she got a concert to, because maybe she works for some type of company that gives out, rewards. Then a month later, you guys go to Philly to, go to some type of festival. You guys are doing active type of things that are making you connected. So that is what brand versus branding is. So thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Emerge Type, a self-service research platform dedicated to fashion brands. I'm Akara Reed. Be sure to subscribe, comment down below, and like the video, and also share. Please share. Sharing is caring, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.